Hey y'all, what's up everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Nana, the Lock Nurse. If this is your first time, just go ahead and click subscribe, because if you have sister locks or microlocs, you're not gonna want to miss any of my videos. And while you're at it, also hit the notification bell so that you are with it and up to date whenever I put something new out. So then on this channel, I talk about hair, natural hair, locks, sister locks, microlocs, traditional locks, and also about the career of nursing. So if you're a nurse with locks, like, this is where you need to be. So go ahead and hit subscribe. Go ahead and like and comment on this video, ask me any questions. Today I'm going to be talking about how much my sister locks cost. That's usually, a big question for people, because obviously it can be a very big financial commitment, and not just in the short term, but also in the long term, because you have to think about the maintenance and how much money you're going to pay for that. And I wanted to tell you guys, how much I paid and what I am projecting, or what I'm seeing are what my costs will be like in the future. So stay tuned. I hope that this video is helpful. So my very first expense when I went on to this sister locks journey was my consultation. My consultation cost me $50. And so, when I went on the website and found a loctician and went on their website, they said, if you want to come in, a consultation is required. You need to come in and have them kind of look at your hair and see, how you kind of like your locks and all that stuff, and that visit costs $50. Now, that $50 was part of kind of like the whole package. So what I ended up paying included the $50. So, when she gave me my quote at my consultation, she subtracted the $50 from that. So I'm not going to add it to the total, because it's part of kind of like the total. Now, at my consultation, she, kind of looked at my hair, looked at how kind of like the hair strands, do like a, their own evaluation. She looked at how dense my hair was. She looked at how long my hair was. So I had about 8 inches, and she said that I definitely needed a trim before we did it, and I said absolutely, do it. Cut it down. So she cut 2 inches off, so that I started out with 6 inches, and that also reduced the price, because I think the initial quote that she gave me was like $2,000, and I said, well, if there's any way I can make that number go down, I will do it. And she said, well, you need a trim anyway, so let's cut off some inches. And I said, absolutely, let's do it. So she cut off 2 inches, so I started off with 6 inches, and so my quote ended up being $1,500. Yikes, right? That's a lot of money. That's somebody's mortgage, that's somebody's rent, that's somebody's, whole bills for a whole month. But I had been thinking about this for a long time, and I had been saving for it for a long time. And so I was ready for whatever kind of number she hit me with. 2,000 was a little much. Like, that's what I said. That's why I said maybe we should cut some off. I am okay with starting with shorter hair. It's gonna grow, it's fine. But yeah, so that is the quote that she gave me, based on how small I like them, based on how dense my hair was, based on the length of my hair. And I never spend money on anything. I rarely buy clothes or shoes or anything. And so it was a little difficult for me to pay that money, but I kept my eyes on the eye freedom and the hair freedom and the hair gorgeousness. Like, I had seen too many pictures of beautiful sister locks, microlocs. And so I said, yes, this is something that I'm willing to pay for the freedom and the versatility and the beauty that this is going to give me. Now, that $1,500 also included the price of the first retie and wash. And so 4 weeks after my installation, when I went back for my first retie, I did not pay anything. That doesn't mean that it's free. It just means that it's included in that, that big quote that they give you. But it was definitely nice to go and not have to pay anything. And so that was 4 weeks after my installation. That's when I went for that visit. So I got my sister locks installed, I think the exact date was March 26, 2021. So that was last year. So my reties for each visit were $100 at the time. And the reties, again, I said includes a shampoo, a wash, and also to sit under the dryer if I want to. I usually, most of the time I don't, but sometimes I do. So that includes a wash. So I know that some locticians don't include wash in their reties. Mine does, and so I just go to her to have her shampoo my hair. Now, the reties back in 2021 last year were $100, and so I have it written down here. So my let's see, my reties, I had one in June. So that, because that first one was included in that big price, right? So I don't include that one. So I had a retie in June, in July, in August, October, November, and December. So I think in the beginning I was doing, I've kind of been going back and forth. Sometimes I do, 4 weeks, sometimes I do 5 weeks, sometimes I do 6 weeks. Now I'm going to keep it 6 weeks consistently to, save a little bit of money. And I think my hair can hold out until about 6 weeks. By 6 weeks, I'm ready to go though. But I'm going to be stretching them out until 6 weeks from now on. But, putting all those months together, that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's 6 months. And then once 2022 started, my loctician actually increased her price to $120 for each retie. I know that some locticians do it per hour. My loctician has never charged me like that. She just has a flat fee. And my reties last about 4 hours because mine are pretty small. So I don't know that charging me per hour would save me money. I think probably a flat fee is probably better. I'm okay with $120 every 6 weeks. So counting all those months from last year, and then starting January of this year, like I said, the reties went up to $120, and every 6 weeks or so. So for at least for this year, I'm gonna be spending roughly about $1,000 on my hair for the whole year because I'm counting a retie every 6 weeks. That's about $960, and I just added $40 because I'm gonna be getting probably rose water or maybe like a little bit of oil for my scalp, but that's literally all I use. I don't use any other products. Rose water and maybe like a bottle of like I don't know, Jamaican castor oil or tea tree oil or something to put. What I usually do is I mix the oil with my rose water and I just spritz my hair with it. I do that maybe once a week. I don't even do it very often. I do it especially when I see that my scalp is super dry. So I'm estimating at least for 2022, I'm gonna pay probably $1,000 on my hair. When I consider that versus wigs, weaves, whatever, I know those are expensive. I don't know much about those, but when I used to braid my hair, that used to be pretty costly, and that would take my edges out, and I still had issues with that. But this is like low maintenance, low issues. My edges are like growing back, my hair is thriving. $1,000 a year, yes ma'am, yes sir, I will do that. And it's up to you. If you feel like that's something that you can manage, absolutely. Now, for last year, let's see, so we did the install at $1,500, and then all those months that I mentioned that I had the reties done at $100 a pop each time. So I think when I did the math, it ended up being, I spent, I added a little bit of like $20 just for the rose water because that's all really I used last year. And $20, I get it on Amazon. It's like, I don't know, $13 or something a bottle that lasts me a while because I don't use a lot. And so it ended up being, I spent about $2,120, so $2,000, $120 last year on my hair. And that's obviously because of the big install price. And then this year, I probably will pay around $1,000 on my hair. And for coming years, if the price of reties keep going up, it might be a little bit more. Maybe I'll find somebody who can charge me less, or maybe I can learn to do them myself. I don't see that happening because mine are really small, and ain't nobody got time for that. I will go to somebody and have them do it for me. And so, you know, these are all things you can consider: doing them yourself, stretching out your reties as far as you can. All of that can save you a little bit of money. But all in all, I don't buy any products. So, you know, if there was like, you know, curl cream, whatever, like things to like define your curls, all these products, I was never a product junkie, so I don't really, you know, I can't really speak to that, but I know that a lot of women in natural hair are product junkies, and that's something that you can be free of if you get Sister Locks or microlocs. And so last year, like I said, you know, a little over $2,000. This year is going to be about $1,000. So these are all things to consider. You know, $1,000 is a lot of money, but you know, if you are able to afford it, I think that it's really, really worth it. It's been for me anyway. So this little journey, this little endeavor is not cheap, right? No, it's not. It's expensive. But again, you know, whatever is important to you. I see tons of women out there rocking these beautiful locks, and I'm just like, yes, I would pay that kind of money for hair that looks like that, and that where I don't have to do a whole lot. But it's up to you. You know, everybody has what they find important, and you know what they feel like is worth it for them to spend money on, and so it's up to you. But you know, I hope that these numbers kind of give you a ballpark, and these are just my numbers. You know, I live in North Carolina, so for you the numbers might be completely different. They might be less or they might be more, but these are kind of like the numbers you should think to be working with. Installation, I've seen them anywhere from $600. Another thing you can also do to save you some money is you can get, if you want sister locks, you can get a trainee. You know, and they're very good. They just maybe don't have as much experience as a full-fledged consultant, but they're very good, and you know, they don't charge the full prices, and so that's a really good way of saving some money. You can get a trainee, stretch out your reties. You know, there's little things that you can do in order to save you some money. If you're not like me and you know you're really good at doing your own hair, and you want to learn how to do your own reties, obviously that would save you a whole lot of money. You can take the sister lock class, and that they will teach you how to do the interlocking. If you have microlocs, there's tons of videos out there on YouTube that teach you how to do the reties and whatever rotation that you're using and stuff like that. And obviously that can save you a lot of money. It probably can be very time consuming, but it will save you a lot of money. But in any case, you should go in with your eyes open, you know, be fully aware of all the costs that can be included in getting sister locks or microlocs. But also, you know, you got to think of the return, which is, you know, low maintenance hair where you don't have to do a whole lot, that always looks good. So that's the video for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any other questions, I would be happy to answer. Just go ahead and leave a comment, like this video, hit subscribe. I have so much more things to share about hair, natural hair, and locks. And so if this was helpful at all, if this interests you at all, go ahead and hit subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any more of my videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.